Wow, thank you all guys to be here. This is our last call for the year. Um, and we would like to give the words to Gabriel for the last speech, and then follow with all team to say what we are working on the new releases, what's the expectation for next year, everything that's coming up.
Awesome. Thanks, Poliana. And yeah, so first, everybody, thanks for making the time. Again, this is going to be recorded. I think we are more and more getting an audience that sometimes watch uh, uh, this webinar kind of like later, and we're learning how to put some of the updates in a way that people can consume on their own time. But we're always inviting people that they want to actually interact with us, make questions. So I think we're learning how to do a really good format that people who want to participate can join us on a specific time, and if they want to just keep updated, they can sign up for updates and watch us on later on our YouTube channel. And this one, last one of the year, a few good announcements, a few good things to update people about. One of them, we invite people from the education sector. Industry to join. Like we build a new page on our website to talk a little bit more about the use cases that we have to cover, some success stories of Rocket.Chat being used in universities around the world, ways you can help, and also very important that we understand that the education sector is has some very specific needs, and the way like students and the way we can count users differently. So we've put together a specific offer for the education sector. So please, like if you are a university and school or anything on that area, contact us, come talk to our sales team, because we have specific offers tailored to your industry, right? And then Chris, please give us some product updates.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. So, everyone, I'm going to hit some of the recent highlights and provide a description. Also, as always, on our blog, each release there is a summary of new items, new capabilities with each release. So please check that out. Duda, at the end also, I'm hoping actually that you can highlight some of the community contributions that have been made during the course of the past couple of months also. Okay. All right. So first up is WhatsApp. So for those who don't know, WhatsApp is now available as a marketplace app to all workspaces. So it doesn't matter if it's community, enterprise, and any workspace can add WhatsApp. There is a cost to do that because of the fact that we as Rocket.Chat also incur a related cost. So we built the app with fairly tight integration with 360 Dialogue as the WhatsApp broker. And so if you go to our marketplace, install the app, you'll be prompted to also go ahead and set up a 360 Dialogue account. What we're trying to do, we see a lot of demand for WhatsApp, and so we're trying to give people as simple a path as possible to enable WhatsApp communication via Rocket.Chat. A couple things to highlight. We in no way are restricting people from using other brokers if they choose to. This is simply an option that's available. So, Gabriel, I guess we're less than a month into things in terms of that launch, about 20 days in, and we've had a lot of take up, a lot of response, a lot of app installs relating to WhatsApp. So the thing I wanted to highlight is it is brand new. I think we've gotten some good feedback so far as people start to use that integration. As always, please reach out to the community team with feedback, good and bad, or additional features. As people know, WhatsApp is always introducing changes in terms of different types of template messages and such. And we're working to make support for those templates available as those changes are incurred. But if people spot any items that they would like to put in as feature requests, like I said, please reach out to the community team as always. But like I said, really good start, and we're excited about how that partnership will go going forward. Okay. Another key item, kind of sticking with a little bit of an omni-channel theme today in terms of some of the key items. Telegram. So we've had support for Telegram for quite a while, as people know. With the latest release, we now support Telegram quick replies. It's a great way for organizations who are looking to automate, a portion of conversations, make sure that that incoming messages are routed the right way. You can use quick replies to route people to the appropriate department or people to provide responses. So that's a key feature addition. And as I mentioned before, feedback is welcome. Let us know if you guys have questions as you start to use those capabilities. Okay. All right. The next item I'm really excited about, and also excited to hear about feedback. The ability to initiate a video call with a live chat, web chat participant is new. And so we can, if your organization uses Rocket.Chat live chat widget, when you're having a conversation with a customer or a prospect, a student, however you may use that capability, you now have the ability to start a video call. The video calling is operated via Jitsi at this point. It's a brand new feature. We think it has a ton of potential, especially in edtech spaces, in customer service applications. We're hoping that this will provide a lot of value. So that is now available as well. And recurring theme, let us know if you have questions and feedback as you go. Okay. All right. Another key thing, we've introduced business units for Omnichannel to support larger organizations. As we know, there are a lot of different types of Rocket.Chat implementations. So for those of you who depend on our APIs, we've also expanded the API set to include business units, and those APIs have been updated in our developer documentation. This is an item that I wanted to mention also in terms of the direction we're going in. Rodrigo and the engineering team, as they build new capabilities into the platform, expand what we do, are always creating new APIs. In the past, it's sometimes taken a while to get those APIs documented so that the community is aware of them and can make use of them. This is a case where our investment in the documentation team is allowing us to take new capabilities, new APIs, and make them not just available to community developers, but explain them so that they can be truly accessible. Okay. That kind of brings me to the last item. As we've begun to grow the documentation team, we are playing catch up on certain topics. So we have had very significant updates to our user documentation and our developer documentation. So previously we had a lot of open topics where documentation was pending. What people will find now in digging into our developer documents, we're expanding the overall range of topics, but also any of those items that had placeholders previously are getting filled in. So we do hope that our developer documentation, our user documentation will serve as fuel for our community to continue to create and use Rocket.Chat in ways that we haven't even thought of. So I wanted to mention that as well. Okay. All right. So those are a few of the things that are out and available. I'd like to spend a couple of minutes just touching on things that are on the way. And Pollyanna, I have no idea what we're planning on for time-wise today. So if I start to run over, just tell me. Okay?
No, we still have time. We still have time.
Okay.
Go ahead, Chris.
Okay, great. So first is voice over IP. So I want to give everyone a little bit of a preview of what we're doing. So we are introducing voice over IP as native delivered with Rocket.Chat. As I think we talked about in the last community call, there have been a number of different VoIP implementations, similar to what we talked about with WhatsApp. We're looking to provide a standard way to manage VoIP integration via a SIP trunk and Asterisk as the PBX involved. None of what we're doing will put a restriction or any constraints on any pre-existing VoIP implementations. And what we're currently working towards, the team's doing a great job with it, I think, is what I consider to be kind of an MVP lean version of 3 key blocks of functionality. The first is the agent experience. So for the people who you actually want within your organization on the phone, talking with customers or prospects or partners or students, that experience of having a call come in and answering that call, placing that call on hold, et cetera. Those types of things will be included within the agent MVP. For organizations that also have a manager function where you have to be able to see what's going on with call history and what different agents have been doing, we will also introduce a very lean MVP for managers so that they can, peruse call history, see how many calls different agents are taking and managing, et cetera. And then, of course, since it's very much required, we'll have an MVP version for the administrator that's used for configuring and connecting to your Asterisk server and SIP trunk. And so that's a quick overview. We are working towards having that capability ready to go in late January. Like I said, the team has a lot of open items. It may move around. As always, we'll keep you guys up to date, but we're really excited about this particular capability. For those who do not currently have an Asterisk server and SIP trunk, there are a lot of available services that provide those. And one of the things that we'll start thinking about, but we don't have plans in place yet, is whether to add an Asterisk SIP gateway, similar to what we do for our Omnichannel gateway currently. Okay. Gabriel, anything or Rodrigo, anything to add on the VoIP side?
No, this is a product or a feature that have been for the longest time, dreaming about. And I know that a lot of people in the community have already also worked and built some components of it. Like we have some people that build some integration asterisks, some customers who build it as well. So we finally got to the point where we were able to look into all those things that different people in the community build it and think, okay, we think now we understand what is required to do it like the better way, the right way. So we've been investing a lot of work on doing this, and I'm really excited to be able to release it very soon, so the community can start kicking the tires, taking a look, and giving us some feedback on how to move this forward. But we're building a very, very strong ground for building the rest of the product on the voice side.
Yeah, and in terms of that initial release, I had kind of framed it as an MVP. Just to be clear, this will likely be released initially with an alpha or beta tag and available to the community. And again, an important reminder, a key thing when we release those items with an alpha tag, that's that those are cases where we very much are interested in receiving feedback. The product is not fully formed at that point, and input will help to make sure that subsequent releases are really providing a lot of value. Okay. All right. Next item, Instagram. We will be launching very soon an Instagram app that will be available in our marketplace. I would be happy to tell you whether that is going to be offered as a free app or as a paid app. We don't know that yet, but what I can say is that we're planning to make the Instagram app available to all users. So those who operate a community license will be available. At this point in time, the app is code complete, and we're going through a number of steps that we now have in place to go ahead and proceed with launch, including things like what I talked about before, of making sure that we have all the documentation there ready to go at the point of launch. So the Instagram app will be coming very soon. And then the last item I wanted to mention and talk about for a minute is a little bit more of a journey for us as a community rather than an event. So our community members and others have brought a number of cases to us that have shown areas where Rocket.Chat needs to improve our overall accessibility. And so for those who think about about accessibility requirements across web and mobile, there are international standards available, the WCAG accessibility guidelines, and what we're putting in place is kind of an ongoing investment effort to ensure that we're constantly improving our level of accessibility, and that we're also properly considering accessibility for new features, new capabilities, whether they're community contributed or developed internally by the core team. So our the first phase, I guess, of the journey is we're working on making sure that Rocket.Chat achieves AA WCAG certification. And so we have items going into our December release, our January release, to move us towards that direction. The key thing to highlight here is that AA certification. We're not going to look at that as, again, an event, and finish line per se. It's a step in an ongoing journey that we'll be following. So we will be looking at capabilities to take us to the AAA level as we are working on different items. We're going to be working to make accessibility part of our release process for new capabilities. So like I said, beginning of a journey, Rocket.Chat has always cared about and focused on accessibility. But as we've grown as an organization, as a community, it's easy to have items that are left open. So we're trying to make sure that we have a structured process, that we as a core team are always measuring our progress on that. And like I said, some key updates coming in December and January, and then we'll continue from there. Okay. So those are the big items that I have. With that, we can hand things over to Duda or Pollyanna. I haven't been following the questions here.
Don't
if there are key questions, have to do it.
Chris. I'll pass the word to Sing first, and then to Duda to talk a little bit more about the committee.
We got that in order. All right, perfect.
Just a quick thank you to all those who have actually helped us. Like with every release, many of you actually contribute code. And just want to give a shout out to those who contributed to 4.2.0's release. Lucas, thank you. And thank you, Deepak, Sean, and DigitalEagle. I don't know who you are, but you should come to one of these community open call and let us know you. editor, Dhruv and Ashwani. And also thank you especially for Aman and Ashwani for actually showing up in one of these community open call. Thanks.
Thank you very much,
Next.
guys.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pass the word to Duda. Duda wants to talk a little bit and say a little bit more about translations.
That's right. Well, thank you for all those names that singly just read. It's a very good opportunity to have at least two of you here, and all the contributions you did. We have a lot of other contributions that are probably going to be merged on the next release, and thank you a lot for that. And also to all the community that open up an issue. That's very important. So if you find something that is not working properly, or something that you would like to have a future that you would like to tell us, or to ask, feel free to give this future request, to come up to us, come to open.rocket.chat. Also, Anton is here too. He's also a great contributor, not for this 4.2 release on code, but a lot of issues, a lot of other opportunities on forums. He's a great community member. So thank you for all of that effort. It's very special to us. We really appreciate that. So when it comes to translations, we plan on using a new platform that will allow us to receive all the suggestions. So right now the translations, if you want to translate something, you can directly send those translations to our GitHub repo. But we plan on using another platform that's easy to do that. You can only subscribe to the platform and suggest those translations. So the idea, if you want to be the translator, or if you want to be the reviewer for your language, make contact with us, and we would love to hear. We would love to work together, because we understand that the more language we have, it's going to be more persons that are going to be able to use a Rocket Chat and have this experience. So thank you that if you already contributed, and if you want to contribute, please make contact with us. We'll be here to help, and here to uh, when, if you need something, if you need any help to set up the environment, or if you need help to start developing. So that's very good. And also we have the GitHub feature requests. So we have a special repo for that. So if you want to have any suggestions for all the components of the Rocket Chat platform, it can be the mobile, it can be the desktop app. Feel free to open up a request for features, and we are there. Okay, so that's it for me. And so, Poliana, do we have some? Let me see if we have here some questions. Feel free, anyone, if you have questions here, please. You
Yeah,
can.
I can see a lot of people showing love. I think this is the feeling of the end of the year, more love than questions, and it's okay. We love too. Gabriel, were you going to say something? Go ahead.
No, I was going just to thank the long list of people that Duda just mentioned. It always makes me feel like Christmas when I hear all year round, when you see this kind of collaboration with our community. It's always a warm feeling of how we can do great things together. So thanks for everybody involved.
I agree with you. I hope we feel like Christmas during the whole year, Gabriel, with the whole community very engaged with us. I think we are kind of like moving towards the end. Um, we have only one more thing that we would like to address that is very important, but we want to be in front of everyone talking about it. This last week we saw the Log4j software vulnerability, and let's address these. Let's talk about this. Singh, do you want to take this?
Yes, well, just to address it from the community angle. I think by and large, our community has been very technical, and they understand that Java is not JavaScript. And the Log4j vulnerability, by and large, only affect Java-based system. Now, that's not saying that we are totally clean, because we do have like a SaaS operation that depend on third-party software. We have a website that's hosted by third party, and there may be some impact there. But as far as the core code base, and Rodrigo could probably pick up and then correct me if I'm wrong, that there should be no possibility of any exposure or vulnerability on this new Log4j sensational piece that's happening. Rodrigo, do you have something to supplement?
Yeah, no, that's true. We already checked our deployment images and our cloud images. Of course, we still need to check our third-party services that we use. But on the Rocket.Chat itself, the Docker images that we provide, all the other installation methods, we do not depend on Java for them. So we're free from this vulnerability generated by Log4j, and none of our dependencies are depending on it as well. So we are good in that position. We're still investigating now all the possibilities of the third-party software we use, but Rocket.Chat itself is not affected by this.
That's great news for everybody.
Yeah, and also our security team was very quick, right? To investigate, was always on top of that. And now on chat, we have a blog already, and also on forums we already have some content about that. So feel free to read about that. And if you have any other questions, we have the support on our open forums and on open channels.
That's really, really good. And I love the way we are open to talk about all different subjects. So now I think we're moving towards the end. It was a quick one, and the importance of this chat's not to be long, is to be like to address everything that we need, and to be open to the community to talk and to exchange all the information. So I think that's it. So thank you again very much to our community for being with us this year. We are kind of like wrapping up and being prepared to the parties. Happy holidays, everyone. So thank you very much. And we see in January. January, our open community call is scheduled to January 19th. And Chris is going to be showing good stuff in our first one of the year.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely. We can dive into some fun demo stuff next time.
Looking forward to see everybody. So,
all right.
thanks.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye.
Holidays.
Holidays.
Yeah, bye-bye.